Hi, welcome back to another episode of International Studies and Stories. I'm your host, Brett, but you already know quite a bit about me. So let's go over to our guests today if you guys would like to introduce yourselves.
Okay, I'll go first. Hello, everyone. My name is Hanimsah, and I'm an international student from Turkey. I'm currently in my second year for computer science and artificial intelligence degree.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Jayson. I'm an international student from Kenya. I'm currently doing a professional doctorate in business administration. I'm happy to be here. So, thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Mandini. I'm from Sri Lanka and I'm currently studying in my second year computer science with artificial intelligence. It's really nice to be here.
Right, well, thank you all for being here. Obviously, I know some of you are a bit nervous. It's your first time on a podcast. Hopefully, my expertise will make you feel a bit comfortable, but don't worry about it. So obviously today we're here to talk about making friends at uni, and what that experience has been like for you guys. Um, so you're obviously all very varied nationalities. You're from different parts of the world. And then at Huddersfield, we have about 4,000 international students, again, quite varied in nationalities there, mostly from China, India, Pakistan, Nigeria. Then we have a few numbers from the likes of Malaysia, Hong Kong, Indonesia. So yeah, so obviously there's not that many from your guys' country. So I was wondering if you could speak about what that's been like for you. Is that something you prefer to kind of mix with people, or have you found people from your nationalities and worked with them?
So I came to UK in 2023. So I started by studying foundations and here there were no Sri Lankans in my batch and this made it an opportunity for me to associate with people from other countries like Pakistan and India. So we end up being best friends and our friendship is for like 2 years now.
Well, that's good. That's nice.
Um, from my perspective, I came to Huddersfield in 2023, and at that time, I think I only met one other Kenyan. But I met other people from neighboring countries like Tanzania, Uganda. But the interesting thing is, of course, the number of Kenyan students has increased, and I'd like to think I had a part in it. We can't specifically put numbers into it, but probably we are currently at around maybe 8 or 9 students. And the interesting thing with being in University of Huddersfield is the fact that we're such a small representation, Kenyans, but you don't once you interact and you make friends, you don't really miss that aspect because of just the interaction with other people from other countries and other nations. And it's a very I would say it was a very welcoming experience because I have friends I met from India. I have very good friends from Nigeria. I have very good friends from Pakistan, Iran. I have very good friends from here. So yes, the that particular aspect of we are quite a few. I actually have a WhatsApp group right now, so hopefully we'll make a society out of it soon. Yeah, but you don't the numbers are less, but somehow you don't feel it that much. Yeah.
Okay, so I started studying at the University of Huddersfield in 2023, and since the first time I came to here, I was trying to reach out to Turkish students more, but unfortunately, I couldn't find any until I deactivated Turkish Society as a president. Then, luckily, I found three more Turkish people, and sometimes like we make such an event, and it makes us like feel like we are at home. And but the number doesn't matter because we get to have chance like more collaborate with other societies, so like we are exploring more other cultures in a diverse community. So I don't look from like in a negative way. I actually see it from the bright side. So it's actually a good experience for me.
Right, yeah. Sounds like I've got a room of kind of trendsetters here. Jayson, starting the Kenyan population in Huddersfield, and then yourself starting the Turkish
Turkey
society.
society.
So, yeah, I will go back to that again because
Mhm.
obviously, you've all kind of touched on the point of something that we talk about a lot in Huddersfield, and we call it a melting pot. Um, we like to think of ourselves as like a melting pot of different cultures and diversity and nationalities and stuff like that. And one of the ways we do that is obviously through societies. So you've mentioned yourself kind of what kind of societies you have. You're hoping to do that. So wondering if you're involved in any other societies. Obviously, we have quite a few different styles of societies, and if I miss one, do let me know. But we have the academic ones, right? So things like the marketing society. Is there a computing one or
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
like that? Um, the activity societies, which are your hobbies and your interests. So gosh. My go-to is always the Taylor Swift Society. A little bit of a plug there. But obviously there's things like I think there's a knitting society. I don't know if
And
there's
some sports societies as well.
yeah, we have the sports societies as
Yeah.
well. And then the global societies you've just mentioned on. So I wonder if you could just talk about which ones of those you're involved in, how that experience has been for you.
When it comes to me, I'm the vice president of the Sri Lankan Society. And as Hanimsah said, I can remember during the tea party, testing your tea. It was really delicious.
Thank you. I appreciate
Yeah.
it.
Where
And
was
it
I?
was really a nice experience
Why
there.
did I miss the tea?
Next time.
Yeah, it was pretty crowded and everyone tasted the tea, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And baklava as well.
Yeah.
Was Brits love tea, so I'm sad I missed that. I'll be there next time.
Next time.
Yes. From my perspective, as interestingly, the first society I ever joined was the Iranian Society. So I met a friend of mine. She's graduated right now. But she actually introduced me to the Iranian Society, and I was like, okay, since our Kenyan society is still non-existent, let me just plug in to see what other cultures get up to. So and that's the other interesting thing with the university. You don't have to come from that nationality for you to be in that society. So it was just a way for me to network and meet new people. And the Iranian society actually, again, plugged me to very interesting desserts. I can't remember the names to save my life, but I remember testing. There was it was a welcome event, and at that time we were very new to this. And when you come in, you're like with layers of jackets and all this, and that particular aspect. But just that aspect of interacting with people that you're not even from the same continent, and you still find like common value systems. You still find interesting topics that you can both relate to. So that was a very nice experience and introduction to societies. Currently, I'm looking to join a board game society because I know board games, but I didn't know the levels to this board game. So apparently there are like over 100 board games, and I'm just a simple man of Scrabble.
Scrabble.
Yes. You'll be surprised by my grasp of two-letter words.
Yeah, I'm not very good at Scrabble, so
Yes. So and the thing is also, if you have a particular hobby and you're not finding it, you can actually go to the student union and find a way to actually form. I think that's what Hanimsah did with the Turkish society. So the many aspects relating to societies, but for me, I would say one of the key critical aspects to the societies is just a way for you to plug in and meet new people and just interact and see what else is out there. Yeah.
yeah, there's pretty much a society for everything here now, isn't there? There's a Roblox society, if any of you've seen that. Yeah, I'm not in it, but I know it exists. I saw a post about it the other day. And an astrology society as well. So if any of you believe in star signs, go for it.
I don't even know my star sign, so
You don't know your star sign?
nah, I'm not into astrology.
Come on.
Yeah.
When's your birthday?
May 13th.
We'll find out your star sign. But apologies.
It's fine. I'm really interested. Okay, so I would like to talk about more academical societies
Mm.
besides global societies. Last year, I was event officer for a computer and engineering society, and it taught me a lot of things, to be honest. Like, I learned how to build networking with the people from my course, and it's really like give me confidence when I talk to people. And also, like, it's also taught me like other responsibilities, time management, teamwork, collaboration, so many things. So it's actually a good thing to be a part of a society. And about the global societies, like, sometimes I just go to another society's event to just eat the food and, I don't know, try to language or dance. It's so fun, and learning and exploring like other cultures is a good thing. Like,
Yeah.
it's such a
Yeah,
good
it's
experience,
true.
to be
Like,
honest.
have you ever participated in the Global Week?
No, but I think it's in the February, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, end of
Yeah,
February. Yeah.
it's
because
coming up soon. It's towards the end of
yeah,
February this
it's
year,
on
isn't it? Yeah.
24th, the cultural
I'm so
event.
excited.
So last
You get
year,
to dress up and
yeah, there's a fashion week
And
as well.
dance.
okay.
Yeah, you're
I'm
representing your
invited.
country and the culture. So last year, I can remember that me and my friends were trying to sing a song
Mm.
in their language, but it was really bad. But it was really memorable.
That's part. I think that's part of the singing experience. It's
Yeah.
karaoke. It's fine. You don't need to be
Yeah,
amazing.
embracing others' cultures and eating their
Definitely.
food. It's
Mhm.
really
Yeah,
good.
I
that
will.
especially that food part. That's
You feel like you're in home,
yeah,
right?
you get to oh, a little, probably this is TMI, but I'm one of those people who I'm a graduate of the Ivy League school of YouTube learning in terms of just
Oh.
culinary stuff, and so just through this interaction with like societies and friends, I've been introduced to so many cuisines. There's a friend of mine, he's called Chandan. He taught me a South Indian green curry. And I was like, okay, so this is just green. There's
Mm.
no aspects. I thought, okay, this looks a bit weird with the green aspects, but it tasted so delicious. And also just seeing that and seeing, okay, how can I add my African influence to it? So that particular aspect was really interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you might be the foodie of the group. I will say though,
Clearly.
yeah. So when I was on placement for the international office, I did the social media. So whenever there was an event on, I'd gonna go and get content, and I was filming, but I was going so I could try the food. I was like, yeah, I need to go. It's very important that this is on our Instagram, and I just get as much food as I could, and then sometimes forget about the content. So sorry, Ryan, in that room. I still did my job, but yeah, I tried the food. It's one of the best parts.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
need
sorry.
to be introduced to the Turkish food, and
Okay.
I will side
What
chat you
is
from
your
here.
traditional cuisine? Like, is
Oh,
there a
Kenyan.
special dish?
Okay. So we are a lot more carnivorous than we'd like to. So we are really into like meat-based stuff, especially grilled meat. And then with the side of like salad, and probably some form of starch, which is mostly um it's an element of maize corn flour that has
Oh, that's
been
interesting.
kind of boiled and mixed together. So that's like with lots of greens. So that's like the staple aspect. Yeah.
No, I'm hungry.
Yeah, I'm getting a bit hungry now too. I think, yeah, it's very good as well that you mentioned being involved in societies kind of from the management aspect as well. That's something I'm involved in the badminton society. Never played badminton in my life, not very good at it. But I just go to their kind of non-sport socials. And then I'm involved in another society as the events coordinator.
Mhm.
And it's just something I really wanted to try, and it gave me the opportunity to do that. So you can obviously be involved in the event side and then the more management side, I guess. So yeah.
Mhm.
Um I guess as well, I know I've just outed myself as not being an active person, but are any of you involved in the active stuff? So we obviously have a gym here and some free classes. I've been told yoga. Are any of you involved in that? Do you enjoy going to that and meeting people there?
Um, I used to go to uni gym,
Mhm.
but the thing is, our uni, the CAL, offers membership in 7 other gyms around Huddersfield. So I used to go to leisure center.
Mhm.
Uh, it is because I'm a university student, and I get £18, and the people outside have to pay like £22.
Yeah, it's something
So
like
it's
that, I
really
think.
good
Mhm.
and affordable as a student.
Mhm. And also the good thing, like I also go to Cal as well, in the university. We can go like between the lectures. There is no like strict time,
Mhm.
so it's good. Like for example, if I have 2 hours break, I go to gym, do my workout, and come to the lecture back. That's it.
Okay, getting the creative juices flowing. For me, I'm into like before I left Kenya, I was really into like weightlifting and this other aspects of powerlifting. But the thing is, I will confess, the weather here has literally destroyed any aspect of me because just that aspect. I live close to the uni, but it's still a distance that I have to walk. So I'm thinking, okay, with this cold weather, where the jackets and then you come and sweat and then you go back home and then so I need there's a window. There's probably a period between April and during the summer period is when I'm mostly active, and that's
Mhm.
when I actually access a lot of like the facilities, like even the swimming. There's some swimming pools that you can access across. I think it's Huddersfield. Yeah, so from but the window is very short. For me, it's probably like a 5 month, 6 month period before the weather starts changing. So
Yeah,
yeah.
I get that. I started working out last year and then it got to winter and my motivation when it gets dark, you don't wanna work out. And it's just not come back. So you're all much more active than me. So congratulations on that.
And the
Sorry.
university also offers the social sports where we
Mm.
can play badminton in between our lectures. So we have made this separate WhatsApp group.
Mm.
People from different countries. Whenever we get a free time, we drop a message. Can we go and play badminton now? It's really interesting, and it really helps us relax our mind after classes.
Exactly. Like after the stress from the studies, like we can distract our minds.
Mhm.
So that's a good way. Mhm.
Yeah, it's a great way to look after your well-being as well, isn't it? So
Yeah, just to add in, yesterday I learned of. I thought they were actually pranking me. So Bethany and the team from Studying, they were actually telling me there's something called got yoga. I thought those are two words that can never. Okay, in my understanding, I come from again. I said I come from a carnivorous
Mhm.
part of a carnivorous. So got. Probably I was thinking, okay, this is a God curry dish that you do
Mhm.
yoga and then you come and eat a curry. But apparently it's something that you do. Gods, you do yoga as gods climb on you.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the thing. And I was like, okay, why first of all, and probably Brett, you can expound on this particular aspect.
Ooh, I've never done it.
Yeah,
It's not yoga's not really my thing.
yeah.
I'm not very stretchy. But I have heard of it. Yes, you did it at the start of the year. To my understanding, yeah, you do yoga and then there's a goat on you for some reason. Not entirely sure why, but it's a real thing. You've not been pranked.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I
You
think
see,
it mainly started in America.
Mhm.
I'm not sure if that's right. Don't quote me on that. But I think it's like mainly an American thing, like the people there that are into like mindness and well-being. I think it started there, and we now
and it happened
do
just
it
probably a
sometimes.
goat walked into the gym and started climbing, and it became a thing or something.
Yeah,
Maybe. Okay.
maybe a goat just walked onto someone. They're like, "No, this is a thing. Promise, I've created it." But yeah, lots of wild stuff like that. I've only heard of goat yoga here, though. I don't think we have any other weird well-being things,
Oh,
unless
yeah.
any of you guys have heard. Sometimes they get animals in. I think they had rabbits in the other month.
Oh,
You could
yeah, and
like
dogs. Yeah, I
hold,
love
and they've had
dogs.
dogs
Yeah.
before.
Mm.
But yeah. So obviously, we're here to talk about making friends. I think we've covered the ways that you make friends at uni. I don't know if anyone wants to chime in with any other ways that I've missed. But is there any other ways that you can make friends outside of work, outside of uni, maybe? Have any of you
Um,
experienced that?
I would like to say part-time work helps a lot because I'm working in McDonald's for 2 years now, and I have many British friends,
Mhm.
and because of them, I have become addicted to coffee. Back in Sri Lanka, I really hated it. I never
Mhm.
tried it like just once, maybe, but now I can't run the day without a cappuccino. I really like this culture and to find new things and
Mhm.
even learning different accents because once I can remember, I was on the till
Mhm.
and a customer came and asked me a cheeseburger. Then he said, "No gherkins on it, please." I was like, "What? Gherkins?" And my manager ran to me and said, "Oh, it is a synonym for pickles."
Yeah. I work in hospitality at a cinema and a coffee shop actually. So
Wow.
um, a lot of different accents, a lot of different
Yeah, that's so
names of
interesting.
things. I've got to ask you now because you've
Yeah.
mentioned coffee. What is your go-to coffee order?
Cappuccino,
Just a plain cappuccino.
sometimes espresso, because when you have work
Wow.
the
Okay.
like for a 9-hour shift, I drink an espresso with like you get the toffee latte and pour the espresso on it.
So you really like coffee
Yeah,
then if
now
you
I'm
can have an
addicted.
espresso. I like coffee, but I've got to have like flavored syrups in it and
Oh, yeah.
stuff like I'm a fake coffee fan. But yeah. Sorry. I'm part-time barista. I need to talk about coffee when it gets mentioned. But Jayson, if you want to go on.
Funny enough is I've never been such a tea or coffee person. I'm always the person that loves like fresh juice. Even I think if my cousins ever get to see this podcast late and then they come and say, "Oh, you've turned to a coffee person." But the thing is, I don't have coffee that regularly, but once in a while, because I think because of the weather,
Mhm.
you just need to have something hot. And for me, I would say um, it has to be something heavy. I don't do like the skimmed. I don't know, just a splash of milk. You have to give me like a proper creamy aspect of tea or coffee from that perspective. So for me, it always has to be like a latte, like full cream, tall. If there's anything that you need to throw in there, just throw in there to make it as rich as possible and as hot as possible. Yeah. So I don't have it that often, but
Mhm.
when I do, that's my go-to.
For the question, I actually 100% agree with her. Like part-time job made me like have a lot of friendship from like different countries and different courses. And other thing I would like to mention, last year there was an election was going on from SU. I was actually running my campaign for NUS. Yeah, and on the campaign day, on the election day, maybe like I talked to more than 500 students. I actually stopped counting. And like the thing is I met all of them by one, and I like talk about how can I provide you if I get elected as an US representative, and with that, like I met friendship, and I still like keep in touch with them sometimes. Like sometimes we go outside and do kind of stuff. So the thing I'm trying to say, it's good to like take part of. Like organizations from like SU, for example, or the international office. And by the way, my favorite coffee is Americano.
Okay.
Black coffee.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Wow, I feel like such a fake coffee fan. My go-to, ready. Okay, it's a lot. I get an
Yeah. Sorry, just to
um,
add on to this. I don't know if undergrads have what we call grad chat. Do you have grad chat? So the thing with the university, they understand that for postgraduates, because we don't have typical classes, the journey through the academic life cycle can be sometimes a bit lonely. So what they do is they try to match researchers every month. So what happens is you get an email every month where you're paired up with 4 other researchers, and you're like, okay, so these are the 4 with the emails. You guys could actually just decide to communicate and meet up for. It doesn't have to be research related, but you could just meet up for coffee, and so that's a way of also making new friends. I think I utilized that more during my first year. But the thing is, towards the second year, when things are getting a little bit heavy, you don't indulge in it as much as you'd like. But that's also a very good way for, especially from the postgraduate perspective, to meet new people. And then because I would say throughout the life cycle of the academic period, you will, if it's a month, every month you're meeting 3 other new people. So if you do the math, that's 3 times 12. So you're actually meeting around 36 people throughout the year. Of course, you met, sometimes you just find out your energies are not matching, so you kind of move on. But that's also a very good way to meet new friends, especially from a postgraduate perspective, because you guys meet a lot with friends in class, you do assignments together, so it's easier from that perspective. So yeah.
Do you guys have any experience of anything like that from your course?
No, to be honest, I don't have. But that's actually such a good opportunity for him, like for the postgraduate students.
Yeah, I think I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
I guess the most equivalent thing for me would be something called Budding Hood, which is it's business school only, but they'll put on events like pizza parties and stuff, and board game socials for people to meet people in a way that's outside of class. So maybe.
So for us, maybe in the computing and engineering school, we have this coffee meetings
Oh yeah. Every
where we
Thursday.
can meet people and get to know each other in the study mill. So they give us free coffee and snacks. So
Free coffee. Wow.
Yeah.
Free coffee.
Sorry, the coffee talk will stop now. I'll stop that. This is not sponsored by Big Coffee, so we will stop talking about that. I think we've kind of covered most of the aspects, and unless there's anything anyone else wants to add.
Just like there is one thing I would like to add. So from my experience, I was actually really shy and introvert student before. But when I came to the UK, I just tried to step out of my comfort zone. That's the only thing I actually wanted to do. And over time, when you do first time, then you try next one and next, then it gets better every day. So that's the advice I would like to give it to other students.
Great, thank you. That's actually was going to be my next point, so I'm glad you got that out. I'm going to ask if you had any top tips. So obviously yours, great advice. I completely agree. When I came to uni, I was like, I need to get out of my shell more, and it's a very hard thing to do. But once you start doing it, it gets easier. So yeah, but thank you.
Yeah, I think I'll just mirror what Hanimsah has said. In terms of just being proactive. I think this is not even from just a socializing perspective, even from a career perspective. There are opportunities that are out there, but you won't know all of them are out there until you kind of put yourself in those situations where you get to know that. So especially like from the aspect of networking, it's very good to I know Brett now, I know Hanimsha, I know
Mandini.
I always try to get the name right. Mandini.
Mandini, yeah.
Yeah, Mandini. Yeah. So just from this, having this podcast already, you're like, whenever I see Hanimsha walking across, I'll be like, hey, yeah, sir, how's it going? The views, you're famous right now. Yeah, we're just waiting for that.
Now we're used to, hey, you're right.
Oh yeah, hey mate. Yeah, I know that. Yeah, but just that aspect of putting yes, to people it doesn't come naturally. But once you're able to just see what is out there, it just makes you a well-rounded person. It would be very unfair to yourself, as probably from an international perspective. You come to the UK and you probably go home with the same, probably with the same concepts, with the same understanding, or just the fact that you didn't interact with people, see how other people are living, how other people are doing things, how other people are experiencing life. It just makes you well-rounded. And it can be a bit daunting, yes, especially I don't even know how you guys, you undergrads, you come to like a new country, you're like starting over, like, bye guys, everyone. See you. I might not come back in the next 4 years. And then you just come and plug in. Um, it's more daunting for an undergraduate perspective. So, but you can learn so much. You can actually benefit a lot by just putting yourself out there. Yeah.
So what I would like to say is, one thing I have realized is when you say yes to opportunities, amazing things will happen. So based on my experiences so far, like for 2 years, I have gained many experiences that help me in my career, in my future, in many ways. So I'm saying that university life is what you make for it.
Mhm.
So the more you put yourself forward, the more experience you'll get.
Great, thank you. It was all really great advice. Obviously, before this, we all mentioned that you were a bit nervous, but you've all been incredible. So thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for this insight.
Thank you.
Okay.
Obviously, I want to go back before as well. You said something about "Hey up," was it? Oh, you all right? Is that what you said?
Yeah, like
Are you on
getting
about
used.
when you walk past people and they say,
Yeah.
"Oh, you all right?"
Because normally in our country, it's really rare people say please, thank you.
Mm.
Like when we meet each other, we don't even say good morning sometimes. But these are really good manners we learned from UK.
Yeah. And also, British people are usually so welcoming and friendly.
Mm.
And always, like, even though if I hit someone by mistake, they're telling me
Sorry.
sorry. No, it's my mistake. I'm sorry.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's a stereotype that we do meet. Brits love to apologize. We also do love a good queue. But yeah, I just mentioned it because it is something that quite a few international students have said. They'll walk past someone and be like, "Oh, you all right?" And you don't know how to reply. I will say, been here my whole life. Sometimes people say it to me, and I'm like, and I get a little bit lost, and I'm not sure how to reply. So you're not alone there. But yeah. Well, thank you all for your own insights. We are going to take a quick little break now, where you'll hear an amazing ad. And then we'll be back with some questions from students if you guys wouldn't mind helping answering those for us.
Hello, listeners. Sorry to interrupt, but did you know that the University of Huddersfield has several online international information days every year? These exciting free live events are designed for prospective international students. You can experience engaging academic student panels and practical presentations from our international office and dedicated support staff, such as immigration experts and careers advisors, all from the comfort of your home. If you have questions about studying in the UK, you can get them answered by our knowledgeable and friendly team at these international information days. This is your opportunity to understand why Huddersfield is a popular choice for international students and how we can help you achieve your academic and career goals. To find out more and secure your place, visit our webpage, type hud.ac.trn. So that's hud.ac/TRN. Thank you.
Welcome back from the break. Thanks for being here again, guys. So I just have a few questions that we've got from students or prospective students. So I just wonder if you could help us answer them. So let me find the questions. So one of the students asked, "What is the accommodation like for international students?"
Okay, probably I'll. When I came, I didn't want to actually just start looking around and trying to, because I'm unfamiliar with Huddersfield. So one of the key aspects is I had already booked accommodation, and that was offered through the university. Um, at that time, they were recommending Stotts Hall, which is like the official student accommodation facilities or houses at that time. And I lived there for the first year, and then I've moved to a private accommodation with some of my friends. We're renting out like an apartment, and just from that perspective, the international the options, especially when you come in, if you don't know how to go about it, the support facilities, I think it's Hadlets right now that are in charge of sorting out your accommodation. So I would, from my perspective, I would recommend, even if you want to explore options of living, probably if you're coming and you're not living with family, I would say probably for just that 6 months or so, um, pick accommodation that is recommended by the university as you get the layout of the land, and then you'll probably, once you get your footing, you'll be able to sort yourself out, know what works for you, what doesn't work for you. So from my perspective, the first year was really nice in terms of just familiarizing myself with Huddersfield, with the transport system, and then now that I feel like I have a proper footing, I'm able to move to a private accommodation that caters more to what I need, and from that perspective, there are lots of help and lots of support. Yeah.
Great.
So when it comes to me, I lived in 3 student accommodations so far, and finally I end up in 47A student accommodation, which is like 5-minute walk from the engineering building. And the thing I loved about my accommodation is because we have 7 rooms and it's multicultural. There are 3 British citizens and me and some other people from different countries. So what I like is whenever we are cooking, our food is very spicy. When you add chili to the hot oil, the smell is so bad, and they're like, "Oh, it's bad, I know, but we really like to taste your food." And once we cook them, they come with us and they eat it. I can see the sweat drops, but still they love to eat it and like blushing. And yeah, it is so nice to see how everyone embrace others' cultures and food and enjoy it. And in the meantime, we talk about our previous experiences, our life stories in the kitchen. And meanwhile, we also eat fish and chips. And yeah, it was a really nice experience. And these days, we don't meet that often because some people have gone to their placements. But if we get a free time, we don't forget to get into the kitchen and talk with each other.
Really nice.
To be fair, I don't have any accommodation experience because I live here with my parents. But I visited one of my friends' accommodation in IQ. I don't remember the name. And I saw the gaming room and the cinema room, and I was like, I'm so jealous now. I want to stay in the accommodation because sometimes, like for example, at 11 o'clock at night, they were like going to the cinema room and watching movies, and I'm at home studying. So like that's actually a good experience for international students, like being with British students as well, like having different cultures, as you said, like multicultural, and cooking. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
also good.
and I want to add a point for that. Because of that, I got the chance to go into a house of a British friend of mine to celebrate Christmas with them. It was really nice, and I always used to see this in TVs back in Sri Lanka when I'm watching movies with my family, like the fireplace they used to have, and like that the sofa, which is really cozy, and yeah, it was really nice experience that I had.
That does sound really nice.
Did you
I'm
get
glad you got to get
were
that.
you offered
Yeah,
eggnog?
there was a big turkey in the middle of
Aw.
the table,
Oh,
and there were
wow.
like 6 or 7 chairs around the table. It was really nice.
And I like the way you mentioned embracing other cultures. Like
Yeah.
it's like good opportunity to explore cultures, foods, other things. So yeah, I really like
Yeah,
the
and I
point you
really
mentioned.
like to talk with the elder generation, the grandma and the grandpa. They were asking me about our culture and how they used to say Sri Lanka as Ceylon, and I really liked it.
Mhm.
Yeah, so you all have kind of, it's seems fairly similar to kind of the home students' perspective then. Typically, home students will stay either with their parents, like you do, or they'll kind of have their first year in student accommodation and then move into privately rented, like you. Or some do just stay in private accommodation throughout student accommodation throughout the whole journey. So myself, I was in Stoves my first year, and then since then I've been in a house with friends, and we do that as well. We all meet up in the kitchen and have
Mm.
a cup of tea together, or like we'll cook for each other. Love cooking for people. So yeah, and like a lot of the accommodations you mentioned are kind of open for all students. There's not like a specific one in Huddersfield just for international students. So yeah, thank you guys. Um, so my second question is, someone asked, is it safe to walk around on your own and at night as well?
So based on my experience, I work in McDonald's, so my shifts sometimes end at 10 p.m., 11 p.m. at night. So I have to walk from McDonald's to my accommodation. It's like 15 minutes walk from there to my accommodation. So far, I found it really safe,
Mhm.
and I'm walking by myself. So I think, yeah, Huddersfield is a safe place for students to walk at night if they want to.
Yeah, like I agree. Like when I finish my shift as well, I usually walk with my friends when we go home, and like we don't have any bad experience so far, and I find Huddersfield really safe as well.
Okay. Yeah. If the ladies feel safe, for me, I'm also pretty okay in terms of.
Mhm.
Um, I don't even sometimes when you hear like the ladies' perspectives, you kind of also think, okay, maybe there's some things I take for granted because for me, I also look at it from the perspective of the time aspect for me. If I'm hanging out with friends, if we're having dinner or if we're having a couple of drinks out, for me, I don't even check and say, okay, it's late and how am I getting home? And so just from that perspective where even at the back of your mind, you're not thinking of safety, for me perspective, it just
Mm.
tells that my mind is at peace in at odd hours of the night. So it's I haven't had any incident from myself perspective or even from a friend's perspective. So it's a pretty safe plus. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, same for me as well. I don't know of anyone that's had any trouble or anything like that. We are generally quite a quiet town, so it doesn't normally get busy. It's not to say, obviously, not to approach things with caution. That's advice everywhere. But yeah, I'd agree with you all. Thank you for
Mm.
that. And then my final question, what resources are available for mental health and well-being on campus?
I can go first. So I had a few appointments in well-being, and the lady that I was like talking about my stuff, she provided me one website called Together All. I don't know
Mm,
if you guys heard it
Yeah.
before.
mm,
So like you can first register, and it's like completely anonymous. So whenever you share your opinion or like the issue you get into, you can talk about this with other students, but like completely anonymously, so you can feel comfortable, relaxed, not stressed. So it's really helped me with my stuff going on, and I actually find a few friends from that application, and then of course like we start talking about ourselves, and we get the chance to meet outside. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Just out of curiosity, how many friends do you have,
too
Hanimsah?
many.
Yeah, I feel like literally the whole of University of Huddersfield, you're properly plugged in. I think from my perspective, what I really like is so the university portal. They're like newsletters, and if there's
mm,
any information that is being posted, it's being posted regularly to remind students that are available sessions taking place. You can book one-on-one meetings if you want to talk to someone about something that you're going through. So just that aspect of being reminded that the support services that are here, it's it shows that it's just not beyond the academic or the social or there's also that mental aspect that is being taken into consideration. So just probably having experts and professionals that you can talk to, again, what Hanimsah said, anonymously on one-on-one meetings. That's really helpful to know that if you ever need them, they're available for you. So from that perspective, it's one of those support services that are very important, and I'm happy that they're available to students when and if they need them. Yeah.
Based on my experience, what I can say is that it's pretty obvious that we feel lonely, homesick, because we live like 11 hours far away from our family. So, what I do is I hit the gym, and I also go to the social activities like badminton, basketball, cricket. And moreover, I get these notifications in Instagram whenever the global societies uh, have some events in the central lounge. So I go to this Chinese Lunar Festival and Indian Deepavali festivals and Ramadan. So I meet friends there, talk with them, and make my mind relax.
That's great. Yeah. So obviously, you've kind of all spoke about the different ways that well-being can be kind of approached. Then, obviously, there's the more technical ways of like talking to someone about your feelings, and things like that. Together for All, you mentioned. Is that the name of the website? Sorry. And then the SU has services where you can go and talk to someone. And then also, I know this myself. The SU offers a course called Look After Your Mate Workshop. And anyone can apply for it, and they teach you how to kind of be that um, a person that someone can come and talk to about their well-being and how to properly deal with that and manage that in a way that's both helpful for you and the person listening. So I've done that course myself, and as I'm on the committee of a society, you can go and talk to societies who've had that training. And then obviously the kind of more fun sides of well-being of just looking after yourself, going to the gym, meeting other people, goat yoga.
Oh
So yeah.
yes, oh
And
yes.
yeah, and during the foundations, I can
Mhm.
remember me and our group went to plant trees
Mhm.
with our tutors.
Oh wow.
Yeah, somewhere near Stotus Park, as I remember. It was really amazing. Like everyone get together and was carrying a plant, and we all planted
Yeah, I
them.
had the same experience. Like, so we have a module called Global Professional Award. So we need to do 5 hours volunteering session. So I was like one of the person who is in the treeing. Like, I haven't do it before, but it was like quite fun.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, and just probably to add, I would say, yes, we got through a lot in terms of just the academic aspects. We work, but that time that you're able to just give time to yourself, and it could be that you want to, probably on a side note, the one aspect that I noticed when I got to this country, it's that there's a more of a structured approach to socializing here as compared to back home. Because back home someone would call you randomly and say, hey, I'm in your neighborhood and this is 30 minutes drive, and they're still telling you that they're around, and they end up coming and you end up probably talking for hours. Here you have to kind of plan in terms of, because of the how busy our schedules are, but also that structured way of socializing is very important. Just case in point, last weekend, I was again trying out new recipes. I had some friends over, and we ended up staying late, probably just catching up and having a little bit of chit chat and banter for probably up until 11 p.m. And I remember one of my friends, he's called Praj. He told me, Jayson, I'm happy that you called me to this. I didn't know I needed it until I'm feeling the way I'm feeling when we were actually saying bye to each other. So just that aspect of interacting and socializing is very important, because you can tend to forget that you want your good grades, or you have research gaps that are not making sense, but just that aspect of being intentional with yourself is very important.
No, I completely agree. Obviously, we are here to study and to learn, and that is the main goal of being here. But it's very important that you look after yourself. So yeah, I agree. Thank you. So that is the end of this today. It's all my questions. You've all been great. So I'd like to thank you all for joining me today, and for your incredible insights. And I'd like to thank you guys for watching. So thank you for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, all of that stuff. Share it if you feel the need to. And we'll see you again for another episode. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much.
Peace out.
Bye.
Bye.